ignore the drawing. So, first of all, I'm gonna show you a bit of a POW, okay? So, but I need to explain what a POW is. Alright? Oh, that's the wrong page. Okay, what is a POW? A POW is a problem of the week. It's basically where we take a topic, which in our overbearing topic over here, it was tides. How tides work, what does it affect animals and organisms and all that? Do humans affect them? Yes. So, I'm going to show you a bit of a POW that I did about the mechanics of tides. So I'll show you that right now. So how do tides work? I'll show you. So here's a little diagram about how tides work. I'm going to explain why it looks like this. Okay. So this right here kind of represents the water, or like the gravity kind of, the water. So the moon has its own gravity that's pulling on the water. So when it's rotating, it's kind of like moving the water with it. But the moon actually isn't the only factor. The sun also has a part in this too. It actually does pull the water a little bit too. And there's actually different types of tides depending on the position of the moon and the sun. So in this position right here, if the moon's right here, the sun's right here, and the earth's right here, from these two, which would be like the quarters of the moons, would be like the first and then the third. This is what we call a neap tide. Yes, that is a word. Neap tide is my favorite new word. It's when you have very modern tides. So it's like, it's gonna look like this. Like if you had a frequency chart of it, it would look like this. Just very modern, kind of lowish, but not too low, not too high. So it would kind of look like that. But then we have spring tides. These things are extreme, okay? This is when you have the moon aligning with the sun in any way like this. This is during the full and new moon. So this means that your tides are kind of look like this. They're going to be pretty wonky. They're going to be really high and they're going to be really low. This is because I guess both of them are like pulling on it. And so yeah, you got your spring, and this is called spring tide. I don't know if I explained that yet. Whoops, hello. And I'm gonna actually show you a piece of my POW that I actually did, which I actually got a meeting on. Our scenario right here was that a fisherman wants to have a 5-day trip to go fishing. And some guy was just like, yo, if you want to go fishing for the best stuff, you gotta have the highest tides, dude. So, I think you know where I'm going with this. So this is I kind of rewrote it because this is incomprehensible looking at it from that angle. So I'm gonna read it to you right now what my findings were. And also, we had a graph, right, that showed the moon phases and also showed our high tides and our low tides. Just please take my word for it. There's other things here. I didn't have space, but there was a low tide and there's also parts of the day. So these are like each day. These are like the moon phases, and then each day would be there. And I picked the 24th and to the 28th. So here's what I said. On the 24th and to the 28th, the tide trend is being above 10.6 feet, with the highest at a towering 11.3 feet. What it is experiencing is a spring tide, which is when I'll fix that later. Moon and the sun are aligned with the earth in between them, or it could just be, with them. I didn't specify that, but either way, if they're all like in a nice line, then it's gonna be a spring tide, okay? In this case, the full moon is aligned with the sun, giving it a 10-feet boost. This is, I can't even read my typing. This is because you have the sun falling on the water by its gravity as the solar bulge is the highest. The solar bulge is like the sun's kind of pull on it. So like, in the other one that I just showed you, which I don't know if I can actually go back or whatever. But like those that little ring thing. For like the neap tides, there was a big solar bulge. But for the spring tides, the big thing was actually not the solar one. That was the spring. What do you call it? Solar bulge, lunar and solar. I'm sorry, I got them mixed up. Neap tides solar, spring tides Okay, well, I tried. So basically what I'm trying to say is that during spring tides, you have the highest tide, so it means that that's the best time to go swimming. The only downside is that at some points you will have really low tides where it's just going to be dry as a bone. But other than that, I interpret it as like we're trying to find the different types of tides. And because of our knowledge that new moons and full moons kind of do those kind of tides, I kind of knew to look over here where I'm seeing full moons, somewhat full moons, we got a full moon, and I guess I just knew that that was going to be a higher tide. So, I don't have a progress over time graph, because I didn't, but I was really proud of this one. I'm really proud of all the other science pilots because I started getting meetings on pretty much all of them except the first one, darn it, but alright, so, am I ready for Div 2? Overall, I think I kind of am. I definitely think that I have been showing a lot more commitment to getting work done and, asking questions, doing meetings and all that. And also doing things like homework and stuff and getting things done on time and getting them done right, even if I don't get them right. But overall, I think that I'm pretty much ready because, I don't know, I just feel like I felt more like commitment to work harder, and I think that I'm capable of it. It's just hard for me to, do it. Which I think a lot of us probably feel, because we know that we could do these kind of things. It's just sometimes either we get distracted, we just don't want to do it, or just pure laziness. I think I'm ready, even though it takes me a while to process things and everything. I've definitely gotten better at understanding what's going on, and if I have questions, I'll ask them so then I can have the knowledge when I have it instead of waiting for them to elaborate on it. Because I know that Div 2 it's going to be just a semester, so I'm not going to have much time to process. So I'm definitely going to ask more questions. I just remember that first year Div 1, I hated it because I just didn't want to talk to any of the teachers. Not because I hated any of them, it's just because I didn't know how to talk to teachers. I never actually asked for help in my old school either because I was nervous because I felt stupid. So I'm getting better at asking help. Not that great at it, but I'm getting there. And I just feel like I think I'll be ready for Div 2 since, I have definitely been showing a lot more meetings and showing my work and expanding my thoughts a lot more. And that's it. Oh, whoopsies. Nope, that's not it. There we go, that's it.
What questions do we have for Rachel?